seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant team pick.
Naga Sire
Mirana.
Navi's turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, first pick was taken yet again for yeah, I had the wrong mic active. My God, shoot me, please. Just a day of mechanical issues, I guess. But Na'Vi, they take first pick, and they're very comfortable now, it seems, with the Ancient Apparition. It's not exactly like, I don't know, in my mind, it's not exactly like first pick worthy, like an Ember or a Lycan or something like that, but apparently it is for Puppy, as he first picks it with the first pick he has. Nagasira and Mirana quickly taken here by PPD, so it looks like they really want access to the Mirana, and they're taking it early because Na'Vi last time banned it out in the second banning phase, so instead of Naga plus, I believe it was Darkseer last time, I'm not 100% sure. They go with the fast Mirana pick from Mason, most likely will be playing that.
Radiant team ban. Navi's turn to ban.
Yeah.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
public.
Yeah, absolutely. Clockwork now picked up
Navi's
quickly
turn to pick.
by EG, and I wonder if they're going to do Naga mid again. I think they are, but again, the last game when they had it, it was essentially a one core, and I'm not a fan of one core lineups. And honestly, every single time I've seen it, it never works for a team because all you have to do is just focus on shutting that hero down early on, or just any point in the game, and then the lineup just kind of folds. Whoever has that one core lineup. So if they can get more heroes, and not necessarily like they need more cores, but heroes that are more tanky and can be reliable in their own right. Like, I don't know, it just for last game, Darkseer and Timbersaw just didn't cut it, and since they had a very, very strong mid solo against Naga, it didn't work out at all. And also, I think, you know, we talked a lot about Dendi and the draft and everything, but I think that EG was a little over-aggressive, honestly, in their trialing. We didn't talk about that too much, but Universe died a lot of times. He was 4-7, like 2 at one point, I believe. And I think they needed to play that just a little more passively. I think they tried to jump the gun and just felt pressured to do something and gotta shut Lycan down, and we gotta win this lane because we're aggro. And I think it was actually the thought of, we got to win this lane because mid's getting crushed. And you don't want to be put in that mental position.
Radiant team pick.
Bang.
Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Centaur War Runner.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. 5 seconds remaining.
I completely agree with you. I was just going to say that I like the Spectre band from EG. It seems like it would fit Navi's lineup nicely, although it's not beside the point that EG couldn't go aggressive. Like, they still could go Mirana, Bane plus something else if Navi picked a super greedy, weak laning carry. So they still could do that, because Clockwork is actually not bad against Centaur in a 1v1 matchup. So they could still do that. I expect it'll just be something standard, because you can fall back on, you know, Artesia Naga getting free farm, and if they're able to pressure the mid hero being Invoker with, you know, some good smoking from Bane +1, whoever this hero might be, then they will probably just lane something standard. And it is kind of a bold pick from Navi picking Centaur. And I mean, I absolutely love Centaur. We've seen just amazing success with teams that draft him. It is kind of scary, though, going up against what could potentially be a Bane plus Mirana plus X, whatever this last hero might be, because Centaur is not exactly the best 1v3 hero, and it's going to be CM, so that's a lot of nuke damage.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alchemist.
I don't know if EG wants to go aggressive against Alchemist. The thing against an Alchemist is if you make one misstep, it's an easy turnaround kill for Na'Vi. Not to mention, as you pointed out, they have lots of return damage with AA and a Chilling Touch. So that being said, I don't know if I'm sold on the Alchemist pick. I feel like it's going to get kited in the mid game in team fights very, very badly. Between Net, the Clockwork Hook and the Cogs, they have Sleep, they have Enfeeble if they need to use it. Arrow, I mean, just lots of stuns, snares, and slows. So he's going to have to get a very early BKB. And I wonder if he's going to go for the Battle Fury as well, just to deal with the illusions in the late game. And if he does, that means it's going to be a later BKB, unless he's getting complete free farm. And Havosta is one of the better players as far as maximizing completely your efficiency and getting every last hit. But we might see an early engagement here. 5 heroes from EG here, as there's 4 from Na'Vi.
"30 seconds to battle."
They have a sentry, yeah.
The battle begins.
I didn't think that they were at all going to go aggro. I think it'd be very, very scary to do that against Bane, CM, and Mirana. So I think, yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be fine, but Havos kind of missed his block in the beginning. And again, just melees against Clockwork are very, very difficult and kind of awkward to play against. So hopefully Havos is able to get as much CS as he can, because right now he's going to fight under the tower. There is some pulling from Kuroki. He does get the connect, so nicely played by him. They're just going to have to really play their best up in this top lane, and hopefully Havos can get every single last hit. But I think the laning is fine here, and already Funnick is going straight to the jungle. I really like this, and the reason is that lane bottom is so volatile, and he is not a 1v3 hero by any means. And when he's up against these heroes, there's no way he can even get EXP. So I like this decision from Funnick to go straight to the jungle.
Haste!
Yep, mid lane is relatively even right now. RTC trying to go, I think, to the small camp whenever he can to get some last hits and farm. And the only thing I, unfortunately, for Na'Vi is that they kind of wasted this bottom ward that they so adamantly placed in the beginning, because Centaur's not even there. So that's the only thing, but obviously they're still gonna do okay. Last hits right now, looks like Bottom's in the lead, but relatively early on. I don't imagine any aggression will come out too early on, unless it's going to be in the mid lane on Invoker. I think that's the one thing EG probably needs to do, is give RTZ as much space as he can early on. And Invoker is relatively susceptible because he is not Quaswex, so he doesn't have that that invis, the Ghost Walk, at his disposal.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
First blood. Die with me.
First blood! This is why I came to the surface!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, there is a DD bottom. He might be able to snack it. No, he doesn't. Artisa was able to get it. He's going to hit him and just do so much damage. Easy peasy kill. Here comes the arrow. It does hit Puppy.
Spree double kill.
Yep, dead. That was, oh man. Okay, to start things off, this is what happened. You mentioned the single pole bottom, so they were pushing up bottom very, very hard. And PPD was off the map, and what Puppy actually pinged out, he thought that he was smoking behind. So Puppy ran this way to try to block the smoke, or to reveal the smoke of CM, but they didn't expect that CM was mid instead. So they got the kill on a Dendi, and then just crap happened bottom. They tried to snag the rune before Dendi. Yep.
Methinks you wanted that.
Yeah, no, nicely played there. They needed that desperately, but they tried overly to get that rune away from Naga. But Naga's movement speed is so high with boots early on. It's 370, and was able to get the DD and then the great arrow from Mason. So fantastic start to EG. And I think the biggest thing here is that this is all helping out specifically Arteezy. He's going to have unmitigated free farm, and he's going to continue to bottle Crow. He's already got 2K and boots right now at the 6-minute mark. This is what he had last game at around the 12-minute mark. So Naga's going to come online so freaking fast. Well, I like their draft, first of all, a lot more, and they're already seeing the effects of this Alchemist pickup, I feel, for Navi. I'm not a fan of this pick. I don't think, like, he's already having a hard time because it's up against Clock and lots of stuns, but come mid-game, he's not going to have a BKB early because he's not farming well, and he went Midas, so it's going to become even later. I just feel like the Alchemist is not going to be able to get spells off or be in the front lines at all. He needs a BKB so badly. Uh-oh, action more on mid. Dendi, he's in trouble. Hook off the mark because he's already dead. Doesn't need it. So, yeah, EG's just banging on all cylinders here. And, again, I don't know what the fallback plan is here for Navi. I think it's going to have to be Funnick. It's going to have to be Funnick, but he's almost level 6, so that's good for him, but nowhere near a Blink.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Regeneration!
Dire's structures are fortified.
I just noticed that, there it is. It wasn't showing up, but hopefully it was active in game the whole time. I was looking for the chat bubble that wasn't showing up in the bottom right.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah.
But
I'm
in the
gonna
meantime, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, Mirana gets the almost gets the arrow off on the
So
Funnick.
close.
He has a Starstorm, but wasn't able to get in range. Mid, Arteezy's just playing very aggressively here, and he can't. I was gonna mention, I've seen him do this a couple of times, and I want to pick his brain and ask him when I get a chance, because I know this is a conscious decision, but he's not maxing Riptide. He only got it to level 3, and he's keeping it at level 3 for the moment. And I'm wondering why, because it just seems kind of interesting to me. It gives you extra damage, gives you extra armor reduction, and I don't know. It's very curious to me. Dendi taking so much damage right now from Naga alone. But he'll be okay.
So strong. Already has up drums, Aquila. And like you said before, he's got basically the net worth he was looking at 20 minutes. This time he has it at 10. Up at top, we're going to have an engagement on Havos. They're going to get him again. He ends up dropping, and they're trying to chase down Naga, but Funnick can't catch up. And Navi's going to have to dig their heels in, because right now there's going to be a stampede. A big pick on Naga would be valuable. Funnick can catch him. And nope, there's the song. They're all three grouped up.
Croaky's dead.
Here comes everyone in, and Universe catches two with the cogs. It's going to be KKY and Funnick. Dendi could be in trouble. PPD has him on the high ground. Behind that, nice ensnare, and Universe able to survive because of it. PPD ends up being traded away, but that's a 4-for-1 exchange, as EG is just blowing this early game wide open. 10-2 now at 10 minutes in, and you can see they've built, after this tower drops, it's going to be close to 6,000 gold lead they've amassed in just 10 minutes. So as dominant as Na'Vi looked in game 1, EG's returning the favor here in game 2.
Yeah, this draft is just owning so hard, and EG's supports are really good about moving around. Like, they're one of the best. Like, they move constantly, and they never stand still. They don't just play passively. They like to get stuff done, and they like to do stuff. And that early rotation mid from PPD really set it off. You had some rotations up top. Not to mention, though, Universe got solo kills, so he's doing his own thing.
And here we go. Zai and Mason getting into position. This would be a bad situation they'd be engaging into. Funnick is very low. Let's see if they want to get cute. And Mason, I don't know if he got spotted. Yep, they pinged it. Immediately pinged by Puppy. They saw it coming. Moonlight Shadow's going to be popped. Up at top, we can see Universe is going to rotate towards where they think they are. And Invoker, Forge Spirit, unable to spot them. They're all grouped up. They're going to smoke on their own. This should be revealed. Universe, they're going to run right into Universe, and he's going to get the cogs down right now. Nope, too quick on the reaction. Arrow's actually going to split the wickets as well. Now the Stampede. Now's Navi's time for payback. Catching up with Mason. He already spent the leap. He should end up dead here, and will. Gets off a little bit of damage. Actually manages to bring down Funnick, who used the double edge for reasons that are beyond me. That was an unnecessary death completely. It was 5-on-1. There was no leap, and they did not need that kind of burst. He ended up dead because of it, but a nice piece of payback for Na'Vi, and they run EG back to their side of the map.
Yeah, there's definitely good kills, but they're doing this with 5 heroes running around collectively, whereas Arteezy's taking towers by himself. Has boots. He's going for a different build, by the way. He's got Boots of Travel now, and Drums of Endurance instead of the straight Radiance. And I think maybe it's because they're dominating so hard that maybe he just wants extra stats and the ability to be able to and the opportunity to be able to fight with his team early on.
Yeah.
So
I honestly think it's maybe him learning a lesson from game one. And not to say it's going to be like, oh, I can never rush Radiance on Naga again. Nothing like that. But against Na'Vi in particular, just, you know what? We need to be able to bring you to fights earlier. So we need you to do more of a hybrid build. Hold on. Zai has Fiend's Grip up and hasn't gotten it off yet. They're going to try to engage off of it. Everyone from EG's there. A Ultimate's coming in. That's going to catch Zai. Zai gets off the grip on the Dendi, though, and he drops. And Universe came in. I didn't even see where he was going. But, oh, he actually got it behind it.
jeez.
And that's another mega kill. This time for Arteezy. 14-4. And EG is just firing on all cylinders, man. In 13 minutes, they're going to take this tower and be just shy of 10,000 gold lead in 13 minutes. That's how dominant the early phase of this game has been for them. There's only 2 outer tier towers remaining for Na'Vi right now. That's tier 2 top and tier 2 bottom. All outer tier towers still remain for EG.
They're playing like they're pissed off, man. Like,
For sure.
They were embarrassed last game, so they didn't want that to happen again. But yeah, it was really fun to watch that fight too, because they all spread out their targets perfectly. It was like one person knew that this person was going to die, so I'm not going to waste my spells and time on this person, so I'm going to go to this person instead. And then the universe said, well, I'm not going to waste my spells on that person because they're dead, so I'm going to go hook Kuroki instead. And they were able to spread out all their spells evenly and still get kills on 3 different heroes. So that was really well played. You could see other teams just try to just secure a kill, but they're looking the next step ahead, and it's really paying dividends.
Yeah. Na'Vi does, I mean, EG's playing really well, but Na'Vi has seemed a little out of sorts, really. Couple of, not necessarily bad calls, just, you read a situation, you go, well, it could be A or it could be B, and you say, well, it's going to be A, and it turns out to be B. That's really bitten them in the butt, though. They, like that early kill on Invoker, like you said, and this is why I love your insight, is basically explaining to everyone why Puppey rotated a certain way and what he had guessed and why it was wrong and why that consequence mattered. Another Moonlight Shadow. Universe has the hook on the ready and fires off the rocket. There's going to be a hook on the Kuro. Havos is on the high ground. Already the blade mail's done. Arteezy is going to follow this up. Has Song if he wants to use it and will. There are 3 grouped up behind that Dendi trying to run to the fight, and they're going to immediately disengage. Havos locked down and will end up dying immediately. There's Sai with the Fiend's Grip onto Funnick, but the Stampede helps to disjoint it after the cold snap. Knocked him out of the channel. Good force staff. Got Sai to safety. And Dendi going to be pursued out now. Let's see if they can catch him. Kuro's back up. Arteezy's right on him. Has the snare right now. And there you go. Mason right there. And another kill. And they're going to get Kuro again as well. Kuro coming out to do what he can. They're just feeding at this point. Avos comes in on Universe. What? Nope, didn't make it away. GG.
That's GG. 15
minutes. 15 minutes. 21-4. And I think you really nailed it, man. I think there at the end, what it comes down to was EG did not like the way it felt to get blown out in game 1. Had a better draft in game 2. And it just felt like Na'Vi got out of sorts early. Like, you could just tell some